are your thoughts? What do you think the average body count is for a 25-year-old girl in America?
In America, just average, like more than.
You can give a range
I don't know,
if you want.
Over like 25. You said over 25.
You think over 25?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Interesting. I would agree. I would tend to agree that, I'm going to be a little bit broader than you guys. I think if you take an average 25-year-old woman, if she's college educated, especially if she's college educated,
facts.
I think that number is going to be somewhere between 10 all the way up into the 50s. And I know that's a very broad range, but I think that's where a lot of women that are 25 are going to fall somewhere within that range, right? Like I would argue 80% of women are probably going to fall in that range somewhere, because in college, girls experiment. I think that college is a very socially acceptable way to be a degenerate in American culture. A lot of girls go to college solely to be degenerates, if we're going to be honest. They major in bullshit. They don't care. They want to live their life. They want to have a hot girl, college experience. And college allows them to facilitate that. They're able to move away and all this other shit. So they can kind of do these things, right? That's why I think college, I truly do believe that's a big reason why college attendance is dominated by females. Like somewhere like 60 to 70% of college enrollees are female, not women.
Yeah.
It's completely dominated now. The whole education system has been indoctrinated by women, whether it's the academia at the higher levels or the students. It's all female dominated higher education. So that's number one. Now, to answer my question, as far as we better hit fucking 3K, by the way, motherfuckers. I don't want to hold this shit hostage. What are we at?
2.8.
Guys, get to 3,000, okay? 3,000, or else I'm holding the show hostage after this. To go back to what we're saying with like promiscuous women, right? And I don't think that they're good people. What I've realized is women that are she belongs to the street. They lack certain characteristics, right?
Yeah.
So I think if a girl gets to a point where she's extremely promiscuous and she's having sex with anybody, especially for money, what ends up happening is she starts to see the very dark side of men, right? You deal with the perverts, the weirdos, the guys that have the interesting kinks, the guys that want to do deplorable things and dehumanize you, whatever it may be. And what's up happening when you see men from that perspective is you get a very far-fetched angle of masculinity that's not necessarily the most positive, right? And it's bad for both genders, right? So the men, they're seeing the woman as nothing more than a sexual object, right? So they dehumanize them from that perspective. Then the woman sees the man as nothing more than a financial come-up and sees him as nothing more than a wallet. Yeah. So both parties kind of almost look at the other and regress their positions in society to like very bare bones, I guess, commodities, right? Sexuality versus finances. And that's not a really healthy way to look at the opposite gender. And what promiscuous women do is they live in that realm all the time. So what ends up happening is you don't respect men, you dislike men, you start to hate men. Every time I've ever heard a girl say, I hate men, 9 out of 10 times, she and doesn't have a dad. Yeah. Or something is wrong. She doesn't have a positive, she doesn't have a general respect for men. And if a woman doesn't have a general respect for men, when men built the world, well, that's extremely problematic. And they tend to not operate in reality. They tend to be extremely emotional. They tend to not look at things from a pragmatic lens, which, is already difficult for women already, right? What I've noticed with girls that have strong brothers and strong fathers is when I say the things that I say, it resonates and it makes sense, right? Because that means that they have some type of guidance growing up, a male figure. Men are very important for direction, right? So, because your dad, right? Like, let's say the whole delusion thing.
Me and my dad are like this,
I'm delusional. Well, your dad, his job is to kind of set you right. No, you're not. Like, what the fuck you mean you're delusional? Like, they kind of give you a reality check every now and then. I think for a woman, that's extremely important. I think the most sacred relationship is between a father and his daughter. I think it's more important than a mother and a son, actually, to be honest with you.
100%.
Yeah, because I think the son, right, without the mom, he could probably figure it out. But without the daughter and the father, right, because I do think women absolutely need direction more than men do. And without the father, because that's a very pure relationship, most of the time, assuming the dad's sick, but let's assume people are healthy here. The father is the only male in that woman's life that actually gives a fuck about her for her. There's no sexual intentions. Her brother and her father and, an uncle, if they're a close-knit family. Yeah. Typically, these are the males that are going to give a shit about her and only her and don't have other sexual intentions, which is extremely important because we all know these niggas come in and they want to smash. They're going to say and do whatever they need to say to get in. So when a woman, to bring this all full circle, when a girl's promiscuous, right, she doesn't have a lot of these things set up. And then on top of that, she has to do deplorable things to be promiscuous. She has to not have discernment. She deals with men from a what can I get out of this sense? and they just don't end up not being really good people. And then they start to have disdain for the opposite gender.
Yeah.
So that's what I've realized with promiscuous women is, and they're really bad. They make bad decisions. They get with drug dealers.
Yep.
The worst kind of men. And then a lot of times that rubs off on them.
Yep.
Every girl that I've ever dealt with that used to date criminals or bad boys, they're into some fuck shit, bro.
Yeah.
Whether it's scamming, ripping niggas off, etc. Like, these are not women you want to associate with, and they tend to be promiscuous.
Also, a dad helps a woman understand love and respect. If she doesn't understand these two things, she's going to try to find it in the world, which means from other men, and as a result, they're going to take full advantage of her anyway. So I think from the father's actual teachings and his guidance, love and respect comes all the way.
Yeah, so I think that's very important. So that's what I've realized with promiscuous, why they tend to not be good people. Like, promiscuous women are kind of like male drug dealers or male criminals.
Yeah.
So they're just not good people you want to associate with.
Also,
for a guy.
Do you remember
Very
that,
selfish too.
And they'll rip you too. Like, as a guy,
Very
like they'll
selfish.
come into your life and they'll fuck your shit up, like girls that are promiscuous.
Yeah.
Like, that's the girl that has nothing to lose. She'll fuck your car up. You cheated on me, or you did some shit. I'm gonna destroy your property. Like, they just don't have since they don't understand that there's consequences with giving their body away. They don't give a shit about the consequences of fucking shit up and going to jail either.
Yeah.
Girls that go to jail and are criminals tend to also.
Yeah.
It's like they're almost tied together. So guys, quick word from our sponsor real fast. You know we don't mess around when it comes to leveling up, and that goes for your coffee too. If you're still drinking that sugary shit, you're already started your morning off wrong. 1775 Coffee's protein creamer is what real men use to start their day. 10 grams of whey protein per serving, designed to build muscle and boost metabolism. Most people are tossing whey protein into their coffee, but we took it a step further and made a creamer with whey protein already built in, no added sugar, just protein. They just dropped this protein creamer along with a whole new lineup. In addition to the classic dark and medium roast, you'll find new coffee pods and a brain-boosting mushroom blend that'll have you focused like a sniper locked in on CNN. Don't start your morning funding the woke mob and dumping garbage into your body. Do it right with 1775 Coffee. Use code FRESH to get 15% off. Guys, I'm drinking 1775 Coffee right now, man. As we walk it like we talk it over here, guys, and they got one that has a protein blend, man, so definitely go show them support. Shout out to 1775 Coffee.